Wow, this is fast for a SUV. It is mated to a CVT gearbox. Man, this is not up to date enough. I get why the selling point is there, and it makes perfect sense. Welcome to the all-new Honda CR-V in Passion Red Pearl. Standing out very, very, very beautifully thanks to the color, of course. Alright, so let's check out this all-new CR-V. We're going to start with the exterior. The fact that it is technically an old design, if I'm being honest, but they have updated it in many areas. Like the front end has a bit more sporty skirting. You can also get it with the modulo kit and all that, which is even more outstanding. And of course you have the new headlights, which look very a lot more sexier than the previous ones. Of course it mimics a lot of the new Accord and the Civic, although they are not exactly the same ones. And then you have the two-tone design rims, which makes the car even more sporty and matches the red. If I'm being honest, at least it gives more character to the fact that this is an SUV. Equipped at the front, you have the entire Honda sensing technology, because this is the highest spec, the 1.5T CP two-wheel drive. This costs 168,000, just under there, a couple of digits of course. And for that you get the whole Honda sensing, you get the entire Honda sensing technology, which has radars, collision warning, it brakes for you in case you see cars in front of you too near. Then it has the cruise control, the radar guided cruise control, where you can go nearer or further from the car in front of you, so that you can have a bit more peace of mind when you're following a car on the highway lah. This is also another familiar rear end, although they have updated it. The lights are a bit more sharper and you have a slightly different rear skirt. So there again, of course, the modulo kit would change everything for you if you want to go even sportier than this. What else do you have? Okay, something interesting that I actually found out is the fact that you don't get two side cameras. You actually only get one on the left hand side. That is Honda's logic, and the fact that on the right you can just turn your head and look, but on the left you get a camera. Yes, because the left side is where you have more of a blind spot. On the right, just turn your head and look. And yes, you don't get 360 camera, but you do get a clear enough camera system so that you can check out the rear if you're getting too close. You also have an under panel facing camera where you can see if you're getting to a pavement which is too near, so you don't want to scuff anything lah. So now we can check out the interior. Alright, interior, you have walnut, probably not real, of course. And something which I did not expect was that you only get a driver side auto window. The passenger does not get auto windows up and down, so you're gonna have to press it all the way. Inside you have comfy seats, not as comfy as I expected for a long journey, just my opinion. And again, let's get inside. Woo. Okay, this is something I loved a lot, which is the dash, the speedo cluster and all that. I find it very futuristic. I like this a lot. You can even change a setting where you can remove the RPMs, the tachometer, so it's only the speed and all that. There are a couple of things you can mess around with over here. This, if I'm being honest, in my personal opinion, for 168,000, this is not up to date enough. In my personal opinion, I feel that it is laggy and it could look even better for this price range, but I am expecting them to update it when the 2020 model of the CR-V hits Malaysia, which has been launched overseas already. It has new platform, new everything. So this being a older platform CR-V, I am okay to accept it, provided they do upgrade it as soon as the new CR-V comes along lah. Everything else inside is standard Honda. This is a steering wheel which you will recognize on many Hondas. Same buttons, everything everywhere, nothing too surprising. I do like the fact that over here there's not too many buttons for you to get confused about. You have eco mode, and then just a gear lever, your brake, your handbrake, and that's all. And then space over here is plenty. I love the fact that there's so much of space. In one of my previous videos I also showed the fact that you can put a whole McDonald's bag inside, the drinks, your phone. You can connect to your Apple CarPlay or Android Auto over here, connect the HDMI, charge everything, whatnot. More than enough space, no doubt. The inside, they have gone for a classier look with the whole wood paneling on top of all this. So kudos to Honda over there for bumping this up in the game a bit. And space in, other than that, it's all same old lah. Behind also, let's get in the back. The rear legroom, if I were to compare it to the Mazda CX-5, because this is of course the main rival with that, the CX-5 has slightly less space than the CR-V, but the comfort on the CX-5 is more than this. That is my honest opinion, especially the seats wise. A longer journey is slightly more comfortable on the CX-5, but given that the CX-5, the top spec, is slightly more expensive than this, I guess that kind of makes sense, does it not? What do you guys think? Of course, with every SUV, boot space is extremely important, because this is going to be hauling your school kids punya bags lah, luggage lah, everything, and this is, to put it politely, it is on par with the competition but not above. Yeah, that's how I put it. I would like to note the fact that it is at a very nice height. That's the first thing I realized the moment I opened the boot, is that wow, this is going to be very easy to load things in and out of, because I don't even have to lift my hand to put any bags or whatever, and it's just very low height, which I like that a lot. That is something not so common you find. As I was testing the Subaru Forester a month or two back, that also had a low rear boot, but this is even lower than that. That is something worth noting. Yes. Other than that, the Honda CR-V is a proven SUV, because it's been around for ages and ages and nobody has had any issues with it. So we have very little to doubt about this CR-V as well, other than the fact that yes, the styling may be a little bit off, and the asking price of 168,000 is a little bit steep for me given the interior spec, and as I will be reviewing the performance in a while, that will explain more. So let's just snap to that. Alright, so this time I'm going to give you guys a perspective of me while driving the car, because I realized that while I'm talking about it, oh, handbrake, it doesn't always let go when I press the throttle. Some cars it does. Anyway, so I'm going to give you guys this perspective so that you can actually see me talking a bit more of the emotions, while if I'm just showing you guys the road all the time without you seeing me, it doesn't make much sense, I guess. So anyway, the Honda CR-V 1.5 T TCP two-wheel drive, the highest spec, 168,000. It has 190 horsepower and 320 Newton meters of torque. The brochure somewhere here, it's around there lah, but it is mated to a CVT gearbox. Not the most exciting of gearboxes, I will be honest. I'm not a fan. I don't like it so far. I haven't enjoyed it also. It can okay, the best way to put it is, the engine is good because it's a 1.5 turbo and it can put out this much of horsepower, and it can pull this 1.6 ton SUV, no issue there. But the thing is, it's how it pulls it. Oh, my Siri just woke itself up. Sorry. It's about how can the drivetrain pull the car in the first place. So on paper, no issue. It puts the numbers down. People are looking at me and talking. Anyway, so on paper, it puts the power very nicely. Sounds good. Definitely attractive. But on the road, it takes some time for the power to be able to actually carry and pull this car, because you can feel it struggling at first. Once the drivetrain kicks in and the let me just silence the phone. Once the turbo kicks in, right, and somehow the gearbox can harness everything, and then you're going. And it's pretty good. I will admit, for a SUV of this size with 1.5 of all things, this fuller can fly. No joke. Like, it can really pick up speed where you would be, wow, this is fast for a SUV. That part of it is very impressive. I will honestly admit that. Very impressive for something this big, and with a 1.5 liter engine, it is rapid, no doubt. But to get there, that part of it, there is some hesitation. And this is the important thing I have to differentiate here is, I'm telling it to you from my perspective where I do demand, I'm in D now, okay, I demand a certain kind of urgency from the car, which I do have to tune out in my head because I'm driving an SUV. How many times will, guys, come on, put signal. How many times will an SUV of this type need to be driven with that kind of aggressive nature where it needs to be that urgent? Come on, power delivery now. Granted, that's not how it is. When I've been using the past 2 days to fetch my cousin brothers from school, do some grocery runs, fetch my mom, send her to work, drive around city driving and all that. During all of that, traffic jam and all, I have not had any issues with the power delivery because you don't get lag. That's the thing, which is surprising, because I was expecting lag because that is a common turbo issue, is it not? When you turbocharge, you get lag and all that, but I'm not getting lag when I just want to pop about, you know, traffic jam and coming out of a junction and moving in the car park and all. I'm not getting lag, which is a very important thing, and I enjoy that. No lag, it's nice because that means you don't get the car like nothing. It's very uncomfortable if you're carrying people, carrying old people and children and all that. That's not nice. So you don't get that. So the only time I am feeling the lack of the power is when I want to demand a lot out of it, which is where I feel larger engine, turbocharged larger engine would help. But I'm not complaining about this car for this purpose because as a SUV, it gets that job done. The gearbox is where it's annoying because when you want to put your foot down, then you hear the drone, you know, the CVT drone. That's very annoying to hear. And there is some lag in when it, you know, it shifts down gear and all that. That part is annoying, and then you see the revs climbing and just staying there, making the noise. That part is not nice. That is in terms of power delivery. Handling wise, I feel it's neither here nor there, which is not a bad thing because it means it's on a neutral ground. It's a safe choice. It's definitely a safe choice because I do get some comfortable steering feedback, which is very important for the SUV, for any car, to be honest, which usually you lose on a car of this big size because nowadays they want electric everything. So I do get a good steering feedback, and the car feels planted but not entirely talking back to me when it comes to whacking past the corners and all that, which is not something you should expect from an SUV, but it's like a happy coincidence if it can. See, I'm playing it safe here. So I would say the handling is neither here nor there, which means it's safely sitting at a neutral ground, which is why I guess you see a lot of it on the road, because for the purpose of an SUV to fetch your family around, go on the highway, as in balik kampung kind of stuff and all that, this car is perfectly fine. I didn't feel unsafe in the car, which is very important. You don't feel the car is floaty or no feedback at all. That is a very important thing. So from the handling point of view, I would give it a safe half tick because it's not bad. In terms of comfort inside, okay, in terms of comfort, the seats are soft, but I have been in an SUV of this price range which had softer seats and a more comfortable ride. The interior department could use some styling improvements, but granted, this CRV is, of course, no matter what, it's an older design, it's not a fresh new platform. So expecting the new CRV with completely new platform, new interior and everything will be coming in a couple of months, maybe by end of the year, because it's already been launched overseas. So keeping that in mind, then this is okay lah. That's why I'm fine saying this, because you guys have to also know that no matter what, this is an older car which has been touched up here and there before it ends its life and starts with a completely new platform. So the interior in that sense is completely acceptable. It only comes into question when you want to take into consideration the 168k price mark. When that is in question, you're going to really have to think. Maybe it's your brand loyalty which will help you buy the car compared to the others, or the fact that it has only a 1.5 litre engine, so means your road tax in insurance is pretty low. So those are very motivating points, and to be honest, I get why a lot of people be swung to get this over the competition, because you pay so much less in road tax anyway, and it's not like it's an untrustworthy brand, it's Honda. they've been selling it forever, no issues in that sense, and the CRV also has had no noticeable issues where it's like, oh my god, I shouldn't get it because of that. So I get why the selling point is there, and it makes perfect sense. So if you were to get the CRV for this 168,000 price, I wouldn't blame you. So that is it for the Honda CRV, blah 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 blah, highest spec and all that. And I don't know why so far, even on this channel, I've only been reviewing the SUVs. But hey, who knows, maybe it's for a good reason. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, blah blah blah, everything. And I'll give you guys more and more content. Take care guys, stay safe, stay clean, and take care.